Welcome to today's video. Today we're going to be talking about people we admire. So first, think about at least one person you admire and the reasons why you admire him or her. Think about this so we can share in class. Great. Now, do you know who this person is? And what do you think is so special? Well, his name is Mike Boyd, and he is a YouTuber. So, I want you to please go to his channel, Mike Boyd, and look at some of the skills he has learned. Which ones do you find interesting and why? Please think about this so we can share during class. Okay, excellent. Now, I want you to please read these sentences. What do you think about them? Is there any sentence that you relate to? Why? Now, let's read the sentences again. What are the words in pink doing? Please think about this before we continue. If you notice here, we are using adjectives and of course also adverbs in order to describe nouns, adjectives, etc., and compare them. So, let's take a look at comparative and superlative adjectives. Remember, we use adjectives to compare nouns. Now, comparative adjectives can only compare two nouns. They are usually formed by adding the suffix er at the end of the word, like big, bigger, or by using the words more or less, more expensive, less interesting. And they tend to be accompanied by the word than. However, it is not necessary. We'll take a look at that more during class. Now, superlative adjectives also compare nouns, except these compare three or more nouns. Instead of being formed by adding the suffix er, these are formed by adding the suffix est, or by using the words most or least before your adjective. They tend to be accompanied by the word de. Similarly, adverbs work the same, except here you are not comparing nouns. You are comparing two actions, adjectives or adverbs with comparative adverbs. And just like before, we form them by adding er or by using the words more or less. And superlative adverbs, they compare three or more actions, adjectives or adverbs. Once again, you will form them by adding the suffix est, words most or least, and they usually go with the word de. So let's go ahead and practice. Let's go to student book page 129, exercise 2b. Here, we need to complete the conversations by choosing the correct word. Now, here you will need to decide if you're using an adverb or an adjective, a comparative or a superlative. For example, in number 1, here we have the adjective and we have an adverb. Here we're going to say, what do you do better than a couple of years ago? Well, I feel more confidently or confident about math. Please pause the video while you match and then come back to check. Okay, now that you finished, let's go ahead and listen and check.
Page 129. 2. Grammar. Comparing. B. Circle the correct words to complete the conversations. Then listen and check. Practice the conversations with a partner, giving your own answers. 1.
What do you do better now than a couple of years ago?
Well, I feel more confident about math. I'm better than I was. I'm not the best in my class, but I can do the problems more easily now.
2.
Of all your skills, what do you do the best?
I'm a pretty good photographer. though I don't take photos as much as I'd like.
Yeah? I'm the worst photographer in the world.
3.
Are you good at sports? I mean, are you as good as you'd like to be?
I like baseball, but it's getting harder to find time to play.
4.
What's the hardest thing you ever tried to learn to do?
Pottery. It looks easier than it is, but if you practice, you get better.
Okay, did you have it correct? Great. Now let's continue. Let's go to workbook page 92, exercise B. Here, we need to circle the correct option to complete the blog posts. Let's do the first one. I sometimes need to give presentations, but I am not as confident or confidently as I would like to be. Well, here I am describing myself, so I'm going to use my adjective, confident. Pause the video while you work on the rest, please. Okay, guys, we're going to check this during our class. Now, finally, let's work on exercise A. Here, you're going to complete the conversations with the comparative or superlative form of the adjective or adverb given. Remember to use less, least, more, or most where necessary. Hey, your English is improving. I mean, you speak a lot? In this case, we have well. Now, here, since the sentence is going to end with than before, we know that we're comparing two things. Now, what is the comparative form of well? Better. Very good. Now, pause the video and work on the rest, please. Okay, guys, we're going to check this during our class. I will see you then. Bye bye.